Hello guys, welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be going through my week 3 NFL predictions as well as looking back at week 2, seeing how I did and kind of learn from last week to see who I think is going to win this week. So let's go ahead and look at my week 2 predictions where I went 10-6, pretty respectable record I'd say. I got the Eagles right, I got the Packers wrong, I got the Bengals wrong, I got the Chargers wrong. All three of these games super close. Got the Buccaneers right, Bills right, the Lions wrong, the Jaguars wrong, the Colts right, the 49ers right, the Giants right, the Cowboys right, the Commanders right, the Dolphins right, the Saints right, and the Browns wrong. So 10-6, not bad overall in the season. I'm 20-12, pretty respectable record there. So let's go ahead and look at week 3, where we have the New York Football Giants taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And yeah, I got a feeling that this is going to be a bloodbath. The Giants went down early to the terrible Arizona Cardinals. Only got lucky in that the Cardinals absolutely forgot how to play defense. And they also lost Saquon Barkley for 3 weeks. Their best offensive player. This San Francisco defense is going to have a field day against the Giants offense. Honestly, I don't think there's any way that the 49ers lose this game. I am that confident in that. So, going San Francisco over the Giants. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Cleveland Browns. Tennessee had a pretty good victory over the LA Chargers. Almost said San Diego there. While the Browns look like an absolute mess against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday night, having two bad turnovers led to touchdowns directly for the Steelers defense. They lost Nick Chubb for the season, and Deshaun Watson still looks like poop. At least Ryan Tannehill was competent last week. I don't have any trust in Deshaun Watson. I'm going with Tennessee. They're a well-coached team. I think their offense is more consistent, and their defense is going to have a good time. Next up, we got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions. The Falcons had back-to-back victories over I forgot who to play week 1, and the Green Bay Packers, the Panthers, and the Packers. And their run game is legit. Seriously legit. Where the Lions, they struggled defensively against a really good Seattle team losing to overtime. I'm going to go with Detroit here, mainly because I think that their offensive firepower is going to outgun Atlanta, but I think it's going to be a close game, mainly through Atlanta eating up a lot of play clock. But I think Desmond Ridder is going to be forced to make some throws, and he's not going to be able to execute as well as he did against Green Bay. So I'm going to go with Detroit over Atlanta. Next, we got New Orleans versus Green Bay. Always pick the Packers. I always do. But I really do think that the Packers will win this game. They're going to take a lot of lessons learned from last week. They're not facing nearly as potent an offense, especially a running offense, as they did last week against the Falcons. That'll play more to our strength than letting our pass rush get after Derek Carr. He's not necessarily a great quarterback, makes some bad throws that our secondary can take advantage of, hopefully, and not drop the interceptions like Quay Walker and Jair did last week. And I think Jordan Love is going to continue to impress, and I think being at home environment, Green Bay is going to win. Next, we got Denver versus Miami. Miami looks unstoppable on offense, and Denver just can't get out of his own way. I think it's pretty easy to say that the Dolphins are going to win that game, so there's that. Next up, we got the Chargers versus the Vikings. Very interesting 0-2 matchup here. I'm going to go with the Chargers, mainly because the Vikings secondary has, both. This is so hard because both teams have good offenses. Because Kirk Cousins has actually been playing pretty darn well. And they didn't have a couple fumbles last week against the Eagles. They probably would have won that game. But I trust these offenses. I really do. Unless it's in clutch time. I just don't trust either one of these defenses. And if I had to pick a quarterback who's going to win me a game right now, I'm going to go with the Vikings. I really think I'm going to go with the Vikings here. So, yeah, there's that. Next up, we got the Patriots versus the Jets. Bill Belichick versus Zach Wilson. That alone makes me pick the Patriots because Zach Wilson is bad, and Bill Belichick has made him look like the absolute worst quarterback in NFL history every time he played against him. And I think that the Patriots have played two really good teams really well this past 2 weeks in losing to the Eagles and Dolphins. And if you saw my power rankings video yesterday, I ranked those two teams pretty high. And I think the Jets' offense is going to be still completely lost under Zach Wilson. It's going to be a close game, really defensive battle, but I think that the Jets are going to make more mistakes on offense than the Patriots, so I'm going to go New England there. Next, I got Buffalo versus Washington. I'm going to go with the Bills because they showed their true form last week against the Raiders, and I think it's quite easily to say that they have the offensive firepower to just overwhelm Washington, so I'm going to go with the Bills. Now we got the Houston Texans Jaguars. Houston put up more of a fight against the Colts last week. CJ Stroud looked really good, especially late in the game. But I still think the Jaguars are the better overall complete team. The Texans defense, I don't think, can compete quite yet. But it's going to be close. I think Jacksonville is going to pull out in the end. Then we got Indy versus Baltimore. I'm going to go with the Ravens because I think that the Colts defense is not that great. I think Baltimore is going to have a really good day, especially Lamar Jackson. So I'm going to go with Baltimore over Indy. Carolina versus Seattle. Seattle was able to play really well against the Lions. The Panthers look completely lost on offense with Bryce Young. And so I'm going to go with Seattle to beat up the Panthers. Chiefs, Bears. Justin Fields is trash. Straight up trash. Mahomes is going to have a field day against the Bears defense. I'm looking forward to my fantasy matchup because I got Mahomes at quarterback. He's going to tear apart the Bears. Just going to go with that there. Then we got, oh my gosh, are those really the two 425 games? Is Chicago, Kansas City, Dallas, and Arizona? Ugh. Yeah, no, Dallas is going to rip apart the Cardinals. That defense is legit. And they're going to make the Cardinals offense stay a living hell. So go with Dallas there. Oh my gosh, what is with these games? Steelers and Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders mainly because I think their offense is just slightly better. But the Raiders defense is hot garbage. I'm going to go to Steelers because their defense is better. I'm going to go Steelers there. Then we got the Eagles and Buccaneers. This is going to be an interesting game. The Buccaneers 2-0 have been very scrappy, very good. But the Eagles, I think, have better talent. So I'm going to go with Philadelphia there. And then we got the LA Rams versus the Bengals. I'm actually going to go with the Rams as they look like the better team. Like, even with that second half mishap against the 49ers last week, their offense has looked really, really solid. The Bengals haven't really shown me anything, so I think the Rams are going to beat the Bengals, and the Bengals are going to be in real trouble here. I'm going to say 42 total points. And so, if we go through my picks here, we got the Niners, the Titans, the Lions, Packers, Dolphins, Vikings, Patriots, Bills, Jaguars, Ravens, Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys, Steelers, Eagles, and Rams winning this week. And let's see how I do. So let me know what you guys think are going to happen this week in the NFL. Do you think I did good in picks, or do you think my opinions are completely wrong? Please let me know down below, and please subscribe to the channel, and I would really appreciate that. So see you guys later.